What's going on, homie? How you doing?
What up, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Doing good. Really long weekend, but I'm happy to be on the other side of it. How about you?
I love long weekends, man. This
It,
is the start of my holiday break,
it
man.
was just busy, right? Like it
Yeah.
wasn't, and I'm gonna apologize real quick to the viewers. It seems like StreamYard is having one of those laggy kind of upload days. So if y'all see me glitching a little bit, just bear with us. So yeah, no, it was just busy, man. It was something every single day, and it was all at night. So yeah, today has been a tiring day, but we made it, and here's vacation.
Hey, man, I can't stand when my weekends go nonstop like that.
Bro.
Nah, that's the quickest way to turn me into the most irritable person on the planet. To tell me that we got something to do every hour.
Yeah,
be on the run. I just can't.
And it was all good stuff, right? Like it wasn't bad things. It was just, the fraternity had a party. Then you and I hit up Lee, one of our followers, Christmas parties yesterday. And I think I did something else on Friday. I was just like, I'm tired.
I mean, it's all for the love of the holiday, but it's crazy.
Yeah. But hey, man, so hold on. When are you officially going break?
Oh, I'm on break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today was my technical last day, and I'll take the week off, but I didn't get any work done because I had meetings all day. So I'll probably sprinkle in, it's fundraising season for us. So that's the hard part about taking vacation off these 2 weeks. It's like, bro, I got to get emails out. I got to, raise this money. So
that sucks, man.
Yeah.
I hate that for you.
I mean, I think most of us in the business, man, we know like this is our Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And I think it really depends on what kind of organization you work in. So if you're in one of the larger organizations and you lead like I do, like I lead the development department. But if I did that for a larger organization, there would be a bunch of people underneath me that would be responsible for doing all these things. But
right.
So we're a smaller org. So it's like, haha, guess what you're doing, bro?
Trying to get this money. Trying to get this money.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I don't want to bring the show down with work, so it's all good. It's all good. Like, hey, I know what I signed up for.
Right. Hey, man. So how has your holiday week been going though? Like, or what you been up to outside of just the go? Like,
man, so
hallmarks.
I went to the movies yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you knew that.
I forget. Wait a minute. I jumped ahead. What are you drinking?
Oh yeah. I'm actually so one of the parties that I went to on Friday was Tasha. Tasha had a little gathering at her house. They just got their porch done outside, so they had kind of a christening for their porch. Hey. And so we were outdoors drinking and having a good time. And so Tasha had this apple cider that was fire. And I'll be looking forward to cold weather so I can drink warm stuff. Right. And so now I just got a really good tea splashed with a little bit of bourbon. So we going that route today.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's Tasha's fault. Like it was an amazing apple cider, and I'm like, yo, what's this? So now I got to get the recipe so I can make it too.
Tasha always coming with the good stuff.
Tasha come through in the clutch, man. Like man. And then she had at her party, her husband requested a strawberry shortcake. So of course we had a fire cake.
Wow.
And yeah.
Cake and
yes. Man, let me tell you. So one of her cakes that I need to have her make so that everybody could try, she makes this churro cake.
Oh yeah.
And that thing so fire and that's sweet as hell.
About this churro cake.
The churro cake is fire. Anyway, we all off script, but
I gotta get Tasha to make an amaretto cake. That's the cake. That's the cake. She made it for the wedding. Right answer. Ever since then, I've been like, Danielle, I'll tell you, we'll go someplace. I was like, do you have amaretto cake? And people will be like, nah. Like,
hey.
Okay.
That cake is fire, man. That cake is fire.
Well, I was gonna pop open this bottle of Macallan, but
do it.
It's a little rough getting it open today, so I don't know.
All right, hold on. Is there a special reason why you're popping open a new bottle, or what? Tell me what's up.
No, I mean, it's holiday season.
Okay. Hey, can I give you a quick shout out real quick? I don't know if our loyal listeners know, but Kerry is now vested with his employer. We won't speak on the rest of it, but he is officially vested. What, 20 years in the game?
10.
Okay, cool. I gave you 10 more years. But fully vested. So that means, hey, when you eventually decide to retire, 60% of that highest salary is coming home with you for the rest of your life. So big shout out to you, bro.
That check. Yeah, secure the bag. So
hey man, that's real talk, bro. That's real, man.
I think that's one of the reasons I want to open it, but it's not opening up, so I'll probably just go back to Rabbit Hole for right now.
Damn,
and then we'll pop the McKellen later on this week. So
yeah, what about you, bro? How was your weekend, man? You got me talking about my weekend. How was yours?
Man, I've been trying to put together an IKEA bed. And I'm usually the ace at these things. I'm usually the boss when it comes to putting together IKEA stuff. But then recently we bought an IKEA bed for my son, which is going to be his Christmas present, right? One of his Christmas presents. And we decided the bed was too light, so we got to stain it. And I'm about to put wood staining up there with growing grass for one of the most hard,
that's real,
yet easy things on the planet, because apparently just staining it isn't where it's at. It's like sanding and preparing it and conditioning wood, which I didn't know wood needed a conditioner, but apparently, yep. So that's where I've been at. And then my wife said I was getting too stressed out over the IKEA bed situation, so she took me to the movies and we went and saw Spider-Man. We saw it. It was crazy. So
craziness.
Like you saw it last night.
I saw it last night. So we were with you. It's me, you, and Lee. Keisha was at the party, and y'all kept wanting to talk about it. And I'm like, bruh. So I kept leaving the room, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to see it. So when we left the party, brought the kids home. I took Zay. Zay ended up falling asleep halfway through the movie.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it was a little bit late. Like, I think we went to the 8:30 movie. That boy's bedtime is 7:30, so that's more my fault. But he said he wanted to go, so I was like, man, come on and hang out with Daddy.
Right.
And, but yeah, movie was, we won't get into spoilers. We won't get into spoilers on the show. We're gonna give y'all some time before we start breaking stuff down. But it was an amazing, amazing movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think probably the worst kept secret that I won't say, just in case it is a secret to others, is probably one of the best parts of the movie.
100%.
Bringing all that cinematic history together is amazing. So
yeah, and I think the movie did a really tasteful job of bringing the history of the franchise together. So
yeah. I was just in the middle of earlier today watching one of those like spot the Easter egg type of deal. And there's so much kind of going on in the movie that it is a homage to the whole franchise, the whole tentpole Spider-Man. Which I mean, honestly, I think Tobey's always going to be my Spider-Man. Right?
Hold on, which one? Tobey was the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I think Tobey's always going to be my Spider-Man, and particularly it's like one of the first dates that me and Danielle went on.
Wow.
To go see Spider-Man when it came out, like in 2002, which was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely he'll always be my Spider-Man. But I heard that part of the reason why his franchise had to die is because he was getting paid so much.
Interesting. But I mean, he was also making Spider-Man movies back before movies was making MCU. Before movies was making billions of dollars, right? So,
Well, I mean, I think he was making, at the time, Spider-Man was like one of the biggest franchises. And you got to remember, like, people kind of trash that franchise now, but it's like there was no like MCU, there was no link up, there was, there wasn't any of that. So
I mean, but if you're gonna go that far, you got to pay tribute not only to Spider-Man, but all of those X-Men movies that came out,
Yeah,
and then going
right.
back further than that, you got to give a huge shout out to what Wesley Snipes did with Blade,
Yeah,
because people forget that that's a comic book hero.
definitely.
It was just done in a way that you didn't realize that was a comic book hero. It was
Right,
before comic book hero movies were cool.
right, right. All those movies were, and it's like people tend to forget that, man. That
Yeah, yeah,
Blade really set the tone
yeah. Mm-hmm.
for like, and I mean, to be having, and what essentially now, I think what people kind of lost sight of was when Black Panther came out. They were like, "Oh, we need a black male lead in one of these superhero movies," and it's like, well, Blade
Right.
was a black male lead.
And I think Blade, and this is getting off. I mean, it's not really off topic, but it's on
No,
topic.
no,
But I think Blade set the format as well, right? Like these 3 movie trilogies. I don't think we were seeing that before, from a superhero standpoint until Blade. Even I don't really think there were many movies that were like, "Yo, we're just going to film a 3 movie trilogy, and you're just going to follow the story over the course of 5 or 6 years." And so, I mean, Blade did that. Now, granted, Blade probably didn't do it as successful as others did with Blade 3, which was like the trash of trash. But you can't give full respect to what Marvel is doing today unless you go back and give respect to what Blade did decades ago.
yeah. I'm like looking off screen here because I was just googling what's the chronological order of the Marvel movies
Mm-hmm.
pre MCU.
I want to say X-Men might have been first. I feel like X-Men might have been first, but I can't remember. It's I want to say it's between Blade and X-Men who dropped the first set of movies.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm looking back now, so this site actually goes back to the Hulk movies of the
Oh, that
set,
was trash.
the old Hulk,
Oh, okay. All right.
old Hulk, and then Spider-Man, the weird Spider-Man in the 70s and 80s,
Okay.
right? Apparently, there was a Japanese Spider-Man. There was a Doctor Strange in the 70s, a Captain America, Howard the Duck in 86,
Howard the Duck.
which I completely forgot about that.
Yep. Oh, hey, real quick. We do have people watching, and y'all ain't told us what y'all were drinking today. We just kind of jumped into the convo
Right.
because I think we're trying to hit a hot hour today.
Right.
So y'all tell us what you're drinking. Join the conversation. If you've seen Spider-Man, tell us what you thought without using spoilers. So join the full-on conversation.
Yeah, apparently there was a Nick Fury movie in 98
I don't remember that at all. It was probably the white guy playing that one.
with David Hasselhoff.
Yep, there you go.
And then the Blade trilogy started off in 98 through 2004. X-Men followed suit in 2000. And their franchise, you can't even say that thing ended because they basically took 2 trilogies and merged them together and created almost 9, what felt like 9 films.
But I think a lot of that was, looking back at the history and all the drama that went on between Marvel and their properties, I think it was because they kept dropping movies because I think they contractually had to, or the properties would revert back to Marvel. And
Well,
so
I think I've heard this story before, and I think what it was is that Marvel fell on bad times.
Yep, Marvel went bankrupt.
Yeah, and they started selling off their properties. So it was like, I mean, we gotta float, we gotta stay alive,
Yep.
But then Spider-Man trilogy started off in 2002, so 2002 through 2007, and then all the Hulks, the Daredevils, and
Elektra, trash.
Fantastic Four,
Trash.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
The first one was decent.
I like the second one actually.
Silver Surfer joint.
Yeah, man, I like that one, man. I thought they had Doctor Doom down.
You didn't like the one with Michael B. Jordan though, as Johnny Storm.
Not really.
That was trash.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like it hit a good cadence, in the movie. So,
yep.
I don't know, man. It's really interesting, kind of looking back at some of these films and thinking about wow, there's been like a lot that's
Yeah.
gone down for Marvel.
Yeah.
Where almost superhero movies are their own genre.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, and then, I mean, if you're really going to go there, if we're talking about movies, I mean, I think Christmas Eve, we got Matrix 4 is dropping.
So wait, before you go there, let me ask
Okay.
you.
Yep. Go ahead.
Iron Man 3,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas movie or not?
Did it come out at Christmas?
It takes place during Christmas.
It does. It doesn't bring Christmas joy, though.
Yeah.
And Iron Man 3 was also the worst of the Iron Mans. And so, oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all right, if you're going to make the argument that Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie, then you also have to make the argument that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I think Die Hard is a Christmas
Which I will stand on Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fighting for Iron Man 3 to be a Christmas movie. I just think it's fascinating that like these kind of debates go down where people are like, what counts as a Christmas movie?
I mean, I would argue Die Hard might be top 5 greatest Christmas movies of all time.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
That's hey.
That kind of fits in with what we're talking about. So
I don't know who else on the list though. So I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I make random comments all the time.
My top 5 tradition watches, right?
Okay. You mean hold on? So you Christmas traditions is you getting watches?
Well, Christmas tradition movies, right?
Got it.
I think I gotta go. Scrooge is my favorite. Scrooge is my favorite Christmas movie with Bill Murray. It is absolute hilarious, funniest thing on the planet. I gotta put Christmas Story in there because it's a solid peg, right?
Mm-hmm.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation
Elite
used to always be in my 5.
Elite.
But now it's getting crowded because I put 4 Christmases in there.
Hold on. Is that the one with
Vince Vaughn
and him and his wife have to go around to celebrate? Okay, I got it. I remember that one.
And then my wife likes watching, I think it's Christmas with the Cranks.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of what other Christmas movies I definitely have on the list. I mean, outside now, if we start getting into the animated ones, then there's a whole bunch of them that you got to watch, right?
So I mean, I think I would go definitely Die Hard is in there somewhere. Jingle Jangle, I think that dropped on Netflix last year. That was that black joint, super fire.
Cool.
Home Alone, 1.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at a list here of Christmas movies. I mean, I think you can probably Bad Santa.
Good movie. Don't know if it's in my top 5, but good movie.
And then Trading Places is considered a Christmas movie.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Wow.
Interesting. Hold on, let me write this down. Trading
Places.
Because that took place during Christmas.
Wow. Keisha says A Year Without Santa Claus.
I ain't even never seen that.
I think that's that animated joint where he maybe I'm confusing that one.
What about Elf?
Elf is a great Christmas movie.
Like there's certain people who are like, what's his name? Will Ferrell was made for that role.
I think in my comedic slot, my heavy comedic slot, right? For top 5 Christmas movies, it was the Santa Claus, but then Elf came out and blew that apart.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right, so later on today, or if you have time,
the Miser brother.
Oh, Jack Frost, Danielle coming with the heat.
Miser. I remember that one. The Year Without Christmas. Yeah.
All right, so Carrie, this is what you got to do.
What's up?
Text me your top 5 Christmas movies. I'm gonna throw it up on the web. I'm gonna throw it up on Instagram.
Okay.
And then y'all can also, all of our listeners can share their favorite Christmas movies as well. We'll share those out throughout the course of the week. All right, hold on. How did we get through all of this and not say The Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
Yeah, man. I mean, so this is my thing with Christmas Story, Miracle on 34th or 34th Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one? There's one where anyway, the classics, right? I feel like you got to watch them, but sometimes they just don't hit the same, right?
I'm surprised nobody in the comment section said Preacher's Wife.
Preacher's Wife. I don't know, man. That's not.
I would. That's not in my top 5.
That's not in my top 5 at all.
That might not be in my top 10, to be quite frank.
And it's just, yeah, it's not my deal, right?
All right. What about Harold and Kumar? Harold and Kumar Christmas.
You know what I was gonna say? What about Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah. Keisha just dropped that one. I mean, so if you're gonna go Nightmare Before Christmas, do you also talk about Edward Scissorhands?
Edward Scissorhands is a dope Christmas movie.
Edward Scissorhands was before its time.
Very much so. But that's the thing, right? Is I've had this debate with folks on whether Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. And I think it's definitely a Christmas movie.
Right? I think it has to be a Christmas movie.
I know, but it's like there's some things about it that people are like, nah, it's definitely a Halloween movie. And I don't
because his head is shaped like a pumpkin.
Well, I think it's Halloween-esque, like the characters and all that. And I don't know. I'm not going to try and defend it because I think it's stupid. So
yeah. All right. So cool. Do me a favor. Shoot me your favorite Christmas movies.
I got
I'll put it up on the social.
Yeah.
Y'all share y'all's as well. Danielle said Edward Scissorhands is one of her favorite movies. It's interesting, man. Edward Scissorhands, I don't think if you asked 100 people, I don't think Edward Scissorhands would be fired for people. I just think it's a slept on movie. And I think part of the reason is when it came out when we were young, and I don't think people really was like, what the hell is this? But I enjoyed it. Like, that doesn't mean I'm running back to watch it though.
Edward Scissorhands gets sometimes the same treatment that I feel like Beetlejuice gets.
Oh,
it's like some people just don't fuck with Beetlejuice, and it's like I don't understand. You don't know good comedy.
Beetlejuice is elite,
hilarious, right?
Elite. But I mean,
this list on Rotten Tomatoes says Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
I can see that because I can see that. I mean, that was shot around Christmas.
Gremlins.
I don't think Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Gremlins takes place during Christmas time. I'm looking for anything else that's kind of crazy jumps out. Edward Scissorhands is on this list.
Mm-hmm.
It is on this list,
So I will say, if y'all with kids are looking for a really good movie on Netflix to watch with your kids, Christmas Chronicles, great movie. There's 2 of them, Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. So if y'all haven't seen those,
Kurt Reynolds.
I don't really know people, man. I don't. Yeah, it's Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. So really, really good movie. Really, really good. Xavier loves it. He typically finds 1 or 2 Christmas movies every year to just flat out run into the ground, and we have to watch them every day.
Right.
Christmas Chronicles was one. There was another one. It's on Netflix as well. It's a cartoon where like the elves are ninjas, and so it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Is that the Claus one?
I don't know. Oh, what about the Tom Hanks joint? What about the Tom Hanks Santa Claus movies where he turned into Santa Claus?
No, you're talking about Home Improvement.
Yeah, Home Improvement dude. Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Yeah. Oh no, Keisha, we already talked about Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle is probably number 1 on my Christmas list.
It's a good movie. It's
a fire movie.
I don't know if it's in my top 5 though.
I just love the little black girl magic, man. Like I think that movie came out in a time where you just needed to see some black girl magic, And so that
Right.
movie just hit a little different.
I love it. So I'm down. I'm gonna be sending you my list. Definitely.
I love how everybody has like everybody has their go-to Christmas movies. I don't
Right.
know. I hadn't seen Candace pop in yet. She might be upstairs working too, but I'm sure she has her list of favorite Christmas movies as well.
Yeah. Hey man, so what in the same vein? There's a bunch of movies about to come out. What is on your hit list?
Oh, I'm going to see Matrix. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, Matrix is there. We're probably gonna go see Matrix in IMAX.
I'm probably gonna see it twice. I mean, on Friday.
I'm probably gonna watch it on HBO Max.
I knew she was gonna say that. See, my wife. Best Man Holiday.
Yeah, it takes place during the holidays.
I know, but I knew she's like, this is Brian McKnight level Christmas movies. I knew, like, when I saw it, I was like, yep, that's my wife. I love her. She's a Best Man Holiday kind of movie person. Yeah, so Matrix.
Yeah.
I love you, babe. Matrix comes out on Friday, drops in theaters.
Oh, it comes out Wednesday.
Wednesday? Oh, I'm sorry. I keep thinking. Wednesday. Anyway, it comes out the 20th. I thought it came out the 24th.
22nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I got to get my mind. I'm glad I went and saw Spider-Man last night because Wednesday was the day that I was going to go see Spider-Man. I think we're gonna be at your house, by your house on Wednesday to go to World of Illumination.
Y'all gonna have to come through.
Yeah, and then I need to see Matrix because then it drops in theaters and HBO Max on the same day. So I'm gonna go see it in theaters and then probably come home and watch it on HBO Max.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it in slow frame after frame, like, oh, and then what? And then okay. And then yep.
Matrix is a deep thought kind of like you just gotta focus and pay attention. So
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. I mean, I will say this, right? I need to correctly level set in my head what this movie is going to be like, right? Because I saw a clip of the movie and I was like, this looks strange, but please let this be completely out of context. Because I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not liking it. So I'm still going to check out the movie. It's just, it caught me off guard.
I think Matrix is going to give us what we love, right? Because again, it's amazing because when you look at, like, you talk about the nostalgia of these movies, Matrix 1 came out for us, like we were in school when Columbine happened.
Yeah.
So like that's Matrix 1.
Right.
And so I remember vividly when Columbine happened, Matrix 1 came out, Columbine happened, and within a week we had metal detectors at our school. Like you can only go in one door. They locked the school down after a certain time. And so it's just amazing when you start to draw back on nostalgia for some of these movies, man. Like it's but I mean that's how Matrix is for us.
I think the Matrix and particularly the Terminator franchise are two staples of my coming of ageness, I guess, my coming of age era, right? Because both from a technical standpoint recognize really well where we were at in terms of technology and where things are going. Like now the fact, I bring this up all the time to people that work in tech, right? It's like all the things that we were scared about Skynet are technically in a Tesla driving around town.
Yeah.
No one's tripping about it, right?
Real talk.
Like, until it gets active and then it decides to kind of go crazy on us. But I mean, like, it's kind of just wild. Like artificial intelligence is around now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And the Matrix for that is like hacking and coding and all these things about the philosophy of what is now the metaverse, right?
Exactly.
The metaverse is technically a lot like the Matrix.
It's the Matrix.
Sounds like, and it's like people are willing to just, yeah, sure, cool, I'm down with that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just what kind of wild. It's just kind of crazy.
I think what I appreciate, and I think you hit it in your opening when you started talking about Matrix and Terminator. What I love about Matrix is that it pushed the envelope for how we shoot movies, right? So that whole slow-mo thing that Neo did, that had never been done before in a movie, right? And so, but now, like if you don't see that in a movie, you're like, bro, like this, like the CGI in movies is leaps and bounds better, because Matrix is one of those tentpole, like you said, kind of advancing the tech for film. For me, the other tentpole that advanced tech for film is Avatar.
Yeah.
The real, not the Airbender Avatar, the Avatar with the blue people, right?
Yeah.
Like those two movies really changed how we view movies today. Like we wasn't trying to go see 3D movies, but when Avatar dropped in 3D, you were like, yo, like this is it. So, and I want to say Avatar dropped in 3D, and then all of a sudden we had that brief phase where people were trying to make 3D TVs.
Yeah, remember that? Like everyone was like wearing the glasses and they crib.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well,
that died pretty quick.
Yeah, because it's really corny. But now they just figured out, like, oh, actually, with augmented reality, this is what's going to kill it. If your glasses for augmented reality are like 4K, 8K projection, then you're like, I don't even really need a TV. I just throw the screen on whatever wall I want to watch it on.
Yeah, it's pretty. And so, like now, we got Matrix coming out in a couple of days. Avatar, what is it? 2, 3, 4, 5 are all supposed to start dropping, I think, in 2023.
Right.
So, it took them 10 years to do the sequel. So you can imagine if they put that much tech advancement into the first round, what are we going to see in the next iteration of the Matrix, and what are we going to see in the next iteration of Avatar? So
I know,
super excited by it.
Super crazy out there.
Yeah,
man. It's some good movies on the slate to come out. I'm actually most excited. So randomly, I would say, so another kind of tent pole of my coming of ageness is Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah.
And more so than James Bond, actually. Like I would say in the spy thrillers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mission Impossible is a franchise unlike any other, right? And to that same regard, I'm really excited to watch Top Gun 2 come out.
That's where I was going.
Crazy.
That's where I was going.
I can only imagine how Top Gun 2 is going to go down, because they had to actually teach Miles Teller and all the actors how to actually fly jets. Like that's insane. I can only imagine this is going to be so crazy off the wall.
No, Top Gun is going to be it. Actually, I just pulled the list of upcoming movies. We got Avatar comes out in 2022. So 2022 is going to be fire for movies. I don't have the exact dates. I'm just going to read off the movies.
There, the top movie of 2022, if Black Panther 2 doesn't come out in 22, the top movie is Enter the Spider-Verse Part 2.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Right. That movie looks so dope.
100%.
Yep. I can't wait for it. But now go ahead. What else?
So here you go. So this is the rollout. You got Wakanda Forever, Jurassic Park. You got Mission Impossible 7.
Yes.
Toy Story, Morbius, Thor, Doctor Strange, Avatar 2, Kingsman. I've loved the Kingsman franchise.
Kingsman, like a true sequel, or
this will be the sequel, not the prequel that just dropped.
Okay.
And then Black Adam.
Okay.
Batman, Flashpoint. What's this Tom Holland movie? Uncharted with Tom Holland.
Uncharted.
Yeah. John Wick 4.
Okay.
Top Gun.
Yes.
And that's just like, bro. Like
it's just that Buzz Lightyear's got a movie.
Yeah, also I'm sorry. Yeah, I said Toy Story. It's Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like 2022 is pandemic be damned. Theater's gonna be full in 2022.
Hey man, if we talking about movies, this pandemic shit, Omicron, they said Omicron is up 73%. It's now the most dominant variant that's out there. And I saw a thread that was like, no, why did Omicron come back? Like, just circling back
Right.
to the previous point.
Y'all sit y'all ass down, right? Like that's what Omicron did.
Omicron is out there tripping.
Yeah, man.
Right? Like, and I'm like, if everybody gets sick, I don't know, man. This pandemic, if we tap through 22 and we're still in pandemic, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. We're gonna have to figure out whole new ways of living. Because at that point, it'd been like we're going into year 3.
Year 3. I think
pandemic.
As of a couple of weeks ago, it's 800,000 Americans dead.
This is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, granted, I will say it's a blessing, man. You know, when I think about my family, you know, like I'm not saying we've done everything right, but we've definitely been blessed to not have it impact us internally, right? With Candace and me and the boys. So we're not doing everything right, but man, like this shit is serious, bro.
This Omicron shit, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm going to get my booster on Friday.
I got my booster. It had me like curled in a little ball, but I'd rather be curled in a little ball from a booster shot and then up the next day.
Right.
And catch Omicron or something.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go on Friday and get this done. I completely forgot about that. I could go and get it. It was my turn or whatever. Like the window had opened.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm going to get it on Friday.
And now they've moved the level of what fully vaccinated means. So fully vaccinated is now if you've got the booster.
With the booster. So
yeah.
Anywho, man. So you want to jump into that next topic?
Hey man, yeah. We got to talk about this. Who else is out here chirping in these streets?
Oh, Joe Manchin.
Joe Manchin.
Y'all know I have really tried my best to stay away from politics for about a month, 2 months now, and
I stayed away from it. But in all likelihood, in all honestly, I'm not shocked, nor was I surprised or anything to hear Joe Manchin isn't going to support Joe Biden's infrastructure bill.
Yep.
And I personally, wow, I can sit up here and think about my own conspiracy theories, right? I believe the person that is in the background that's like, I'm glad Joe Manchin torpedoed that bill is Kamala Harris. I think Kamala Harris understands that if that infrastructure bill goes through, right, Pete Buttigieg now becomes a higher up. He has like a more visible role in the administration.
But see, the infrastructure bill that gives him that visibility is the one that they passed.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it won't. That's what I'm saying. I think Kamala Harris, to a certain degree, is like, I'm sad that it doesn't pass, but I'm also
like, these dudes don't get reelected without it.
I don't think so. I think Joe Manchin is basically a Republican, or
100%. Him and Kristen Sinema.
He's an independent. I don't know why they would, and I think this is the problem in our current age of politics. If this much relies on one man, then we have a problem. Right?
And I think some of it is it goes back to, I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but the simple fact that if I'm in Congress, I don't have to divest my interests. I don't have to. So what's his name? Joe Manchin, West Virginia. The largest industry in West Virginia is coal.
Right.
This current iteration, so the infrastructure bill, one of them got passed. That's roads and bridges and all the rest of that, lead pipes. That one got passed and it's going to get to work. Right. But this one is the social safety net program. That's pre-K. That's the at-home care for seniors. That's climate change.
Not gonna happen.
That's prescription drug costs coming down. all of those things impact Joe Manchin's ability to make money post whatchamacallit when he gets out, because he's fully invested in coal in West Virginia. That's his largest single donor, are coal people in West Virginia. And so you can see how somebody is not looking at the best interest of the people of West Virginia or the people of this country, because it's about money. I mean, that's the sad reality of all of this, man. Like, I think go ahead.
Here's another thing that I would say about this, but I recognize the social net infrastructure bill is important, right? I do think my further problem with Joe Manchin is that we're not going to be able to get anything done.
Nothing.
Right?
Voting rights, nothing.
And the problem with this is because we've somehow let this guy get into this powerful little slot where he basically has the power to torpedo anything, right? And it's like, dude, in hyper partisan politics that we're in, I'm looking at the social safety net infrastructure bill because we also have to deal with this other problem of inflation. This hyperinflation thing is getting out of control, right? And I'm telling you, the biggest thing on the deck for most people that you don't see coming is that somehow they've convinced many Americans that the value of your home has gone up, so you're rich, right? But the amount you're paying for everything else is gone up significantly faster, making you broke. Plus, all those kind of hold back loan things. If you come out of this year and you didn't have like $50,000 kind of stacked up, I'm just throwing out a number, then you're in some real kind of trouble coming out of this. If you have student loans, consumer debt, mortgages, all these things, debt and hyperinflation are killing our economy. And unless we find ways to get people back to work, whether through let you get a more higher paying salary by going back to school and not having to come out of pocket too much for that, right? Let you get back to work because you have childcare covered, right?
Mm-hmm.
The social safety net is a part of this larger picture, and that people can't see that is making them economic terrorists, basically.
I mean, and it's funny because the Congressional Budget Office came out this week or last week or something like that and already said, like, hey, this bill is going to slow the rate of progression, slow the rate of inflation, because it puts so many people back to work.
Right.
And so it not only does it slow the rate of inflation, but it also increases the revenue that's coming in, because now people are paying income tax again. And so it's sad that, you know, everybody was quick to get behind, and it's not sad. It's expected. Everybody was so quick to get behind the first infrastructure bill, because it gave money directly to super rich people, right? Like we ain't seeing no money from that first infrastructure bill, right? Like, I mean, we'll see the benefits of roads, bridges, pipes, and shit, but we're not going to see the financial benefits of it. But that child income tax credit,
these are all things that are like, wait a minute, you mean I should be thanking the high heavens that you guys passed a bill to fix my fucking water pipe? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
You should have did it off your rich ass and voted for me to not have rusty ass water in Flint, Michigan.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I'm so thankful. Thank you, Congress, with all you rich fuckers sitting up there getting voted in and not doing shit.
Not doing anything.
This is kind of crazy to me, but whatever.
Yep.
You know, it just bothers me.
I mean, Tasha, right though. I mean, it's not. It's jacked up and it's sad.
I can understand the argument that there are other priorities, and I understand the argument. The economy is like one of the biggest ones.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that you can only focus on the economy and not focus on social safety nets or social net kind of benefits.
But we also have to.
The other part of that is also that it's like we got to fix some of our infrastructure for people, not just for organizations and businesses, right? Like we got to fix our infrastructure for people. People vote. People go bankrupt. People like go homeless. People go hunger. People like organizations, all these places don't do any of these things, right? You don't educate an organization, right? You educate the people that run those organizations, right? There's a theory out there that part of what's going on, and this is a really fascinating one. I saw it in an Economist. I've been kind of digesting on it lately. It said part of the problem with the jobs numbers is that an economist looked at how many business licenses were also created during that same time or filed for, right? Or using tax EIN numbers, right? And tax EIN numbers are up like 450% over previous years, right? Showing that most of those people that quit just went and started their own business, right?
Which is great.
Right. There's a fundamental thing that's also going on with that, which is like some of these people shouldn't be starting businesses, right? Because they got it in their mind they can pay someone $7 an hour, ask them to come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, stay till 10 o'clock at night, no childcare, no benefits or anything, and that'll be okay, right?
Exactly.
And this is where this whole thing is about to fall apart, right? It's insane to hear people add misery into this whirlwind. It's like no one is making sense anymore. None of this makes sense, right?
And I think people are going to believe that the government doesn't work for them, and they're just going to have apathy. And you had an opportunity, and I think some of this is true, right? I think we talk about the slowness in the economy, and I think some of that is obviously driven by the fact that we're still dealing with COVID.
Right
now, why are we still dealing with COVID? Right, so that's then if you're going to say that, then answer that question as well. When you see the highest tick up of numbers, it's in unvaccinated America, right? Like, are vaccinated people getting COVID and dying? Yes, but it's at a much slower rate. And so now when you couple policy like what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida, what Brian Kemp is doing in Georgia, what old boy is doing in Texas, where you're actively making policy that makes it harder for people to stay safe, you are purposefully lagging the economy so that you can then blame the Democrats for, look, the economy's bad, right? So you're playing both sides of the fence. And unfortunately, when you watch the news, we have journalists who will placate politicians and let them pontificate for 15 minutes without asking them simple follow-up questions or checking their ass on blatant lies. And so to me, that's part of the issue that we're having right now. You're never going to get this economy humming like it could be, right?
I'm telling you right now, because they don't pass this infrastructure bill that has like things like childcare, universal pre-K, all these things, right? You also had a baby boom, right? There's a COVID baby boom that happened, right? All those kids at the start of the pandemic, all those people that were pregnant, all those women that were pregnant and had kids, those kids are now coming of age. And we're talking about going back to work in person with vaccine mandates, right? These kids will need childcare. So what happens to this person that has student loans and has to choose between paying student loans or paying for childcare, right? They're not going to pay. They're going to pay. They're going to pay for the childcare, or they're going to pay for, I'm going to get another job, but they ain't going to pay that student loan.
Or they're going to pay for bad child care when we could have gotten them access to universal pre-K, which would have inherently benefited Black and brown communities more because we would have gotten kids into a school setting a hell of a lot earlier than kids are.
But here's the other side of that, though. And honestly, right? if they were going to do universal pre-K, they probably need to overhaul the pre-K system, right? I'm not saying it's broken, but it's undervalued, right?
100%.
These people do not make enough, right?
But then that brings up the other argument of, hell, teachers ain't making enough.
Right.
Like,
I agree. K through 12, especially,
they ain't making enough.
they're not making their fair share of what we expect them to do. Right.
Especially last week, you and I talked about that video where in Iowa, I think it was
the Dash for Cash.
Where they had the teachers rolling around on the floor trying to pick up dollar bills.
Ridiculous.
Like, that's our system in a nutshell.
I'm
teachers fighting for dollars so that they could make our kids' classrooms better, instead of the system that we pay taxes into providing a better environment for our children to learn.
The real problem here is that higher ed has gone up in their consumer price, right? K through 12 has not, right? Birth through kindergarten has not gone up to match the consumer price index, which either tells you it's lagging and it will be adjusted through supply and demand, right, functions, or we're just blind to the big huge ass iceberg that's out there that's going to sink the economy.
I don't think we're blind to it. I think people see it. I mean,
I told you before, I was one of the people that said the biggest risk coming in 22 is January 31st, when student loan payments go back active, right? Because Joe Biden, from a political standpoint, Joe Biden campaigned on $10,000 student loan forgiveness for every American, right? He's now backtracked that, right? The Department of Ed has reworked loan forgiveness program, saying that they want people to kind of go through that. But there's millions of people that don't work in public service that are going to have to go back when they haven't had to pay a student loan for almost 2 years now, right?
Oh, I think the worst one, if you're talking about what's going to cripple this, is when they stop the mortgage and when the eviction moratorium ends. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, all that money that you didn't pay,
right,
is going to come due. So it's either going to be one of two ways: either you pay it when it happens, or if you have a mortgage, they will redo your loan and they'll work those missed payments back into the end of your loan. But it's going to be at a higher interest rate.
Here's the flip, though, right? What did the Fed just signal? The Fed,
they're raising interest rates.
That they're about to raise interest rates. So you're not going to get a cheaper rate. You're going to get longer terms at a higher rate, which means your payment's going to go up, right? Yep. So the whole problem with this thing is you have so many different forces forcing. It's to me, I've heard from now 3 billionaire hedge fund investors that said there is a big, huge problem with consumer debt and inflation and interest rates.
This is gonna be a shit show. So
that this whole thing is when a bubble pops and we realize where the bubble is, it's just gonna be insane. It's gonna be
I mean, real talk. I'm trying to come up on some cash though, so that when the bubble pop and some of these people lose their beach houses, I'm in line to grab me one.
No, but that's the thing. The billionaires out there, they ain't gonna lose.
No, but the problem is it ain't billionaires. Now, granted, are there billionaires with great houses? Yes, but it's regular ass people out here. Right. That's got these nice ass vacation homes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's in COVID loan forbearance.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these people then got triple P loans, right? They out there like, oh, I bought an Airbnb because that's my business. I got my little tax ID number because I ain't got to pay these student loans. I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do that. Boom, boom, bang. Right? When the bubble pops, right, and we quit with the hot potato game, man, it's gonna be bad out here for some folks. This is gonna be rough.
I can't even lie to you, dog. Like I pray for those who is gonna hit the hardest, but I can't lie to you and say I ain't, trying to position the family for a come up, right? Because the reality is this money being made in recessions. And
Right.
so the people who have liquid capital, we need to get Tasha on here so she can tell us how to get some more liquid capital. But you know, like the people who have that ability to leverage assets are going to win because they can go out and buy a vacation home for pennies on the dollar because the bank owns it now.
When that mortgage and eviction moratorium's over with, which I think it's fading out, right? And you start seeing the foreclosure rates in neighborhoods go back up, then your house value will go down. Your nest egg for where your invested money is going to be like dropping crazy, right? And you won't be able to take out a loan because the interest rates are so high.
Unless you have fire ass credit.
Unless you have super fire credit. And even then, it's still going to be high as fuck, right? That's why it's like from an economic standpoint, this is kind of crazy. And I was talking with someone a few months ago, and I was like, where are the unemployed? This is like the mystery game of the economy was, where are the unemployed? We know they're not working, but they're not showing up on unemployment lines. They're not showing up in payrolls. Where are the unemployed? And now this economist is like, I suspect that many of them have quit and started their own company, right? Which is very weird, right? It's like now everyone's an entrepreneur, super entrepreneur who's got their eyes on being the next come up king, right? It's kind of crazy out here.
It's crazy out here, man.
To be a CEO, man.
No, but you know what, man? I think when you look at starting your own business, I commend all those who do it. It's not. Like starting a business is like being a parent, right? It ain't for the faint of heart,
right?
But small businesses are the economic engine for this country, and so
small businesses are. But what I'm making the argument is there are people out there that have like legit businesses. They're supposed to be entrepreneur. Then there's Rodney and them who quit their job last week at TSA and think that they're gonna be now real estate moguls flipping houses.
Hey, you know what though? Like it's interesting because I look at that the opposite, right? Because what I see, and I've told Candace this when Candace used to do weddings before she let that side of the business go. You know, when she first started, we were talking about getting an event. She wanted to get a venue, and so I always said, "Baby, I would much rather go broke, you know, invest in something or pull capital from places that, you know, whether it's wherever it comes from, but pull the capital to do it when I'm young, right? So 30, 35, right? Like now ish, or now I'm old, but you know, when we were having these conversations, I was 20, late 20s, early 30s, you know, because if it doesn't work out, then I have time to bounce back, right? Or we as a family have time to bounce back, as opposed to when I'm 50, taking a big risk and then it bombs, or it maybe doesn't work out. Not to speak bad on the business, right? But I was just thinking about it from a protecting family asset perspective, that it would be harder to recover from that later in life than it is earlier. And so here we are, right? If people are out here, you know, trying to flex the little bit of muscle that they have, you know, one, who am I to stand in the way, right? Because the last thing that I ever want to see people do is get into the twilight years of their life and have regret.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so like, man, I wish I would have done this. And so, you know what? Try it. You know, if you leave in TSA and you want to go flip houses, that shit don't work. I don't know how easy it is to get back to TSA, but you know, like, so go out there.
I guess I'm just saying, like, it's okay to have these passions if you're passionate about it, right? I think there's also, you see these people post all the time about bad bosses, right? And I think part of what I'm correlating is some of those bad bosses are people that should have kept their goddamn job, right? Because you don't know how to run a company. You just
I mean, but you know, at the same time, no dog, they're bad bosses that's in middle management that ain't running companies, right?
And so I agree with you. I agree with you all the way.
I think you just have to figure that shit out, man. Like, you know,
I agree with you.
You know, because I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, man, where you talked about you know, if you're not happy where you are, then you have to start trying to make moves to get you to that space, right? And so I'm, you know, like, hey man, if you at TSA and patting people down for 12 hours ain't it, but you feel
Right.
like you and the homie got this business flipping houses.
All right.
Hey, that ain't my ministry, right? But I can't say
No, but
that.
I think there's a fundamental difference between the homie that's like, yo, let's go quit and start flipping houses, right? You have these new age kind of entrepreneurs that are like, no, let's quit. We'll start a company and then we're gonna hire some other people to go flip the houses for us.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
like, what?
I don't
Yeah,
know the
no, we
nuances.
don't do that. We got people that do that, and then we just gonna break them off like what, $500?
Hey, I don't know, bro.
You know what I
Like,
mean? I don't
I
know, man.
don't know.
It's kind of crazy out here. Hey man, what about our favorite part of the episode?
Heroes, villains. I need to. I can't sing today. I'm kind of tired. I'm sorry, y'all. Heroes, villain time, man. You know that's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, man. Who's your hero? Who's your villain?
Man, my hero, man, is Santa, dog. You know, all the Santas out there, whether it's you as a parent, right? Like if you're Santa for your kids, or if you let the kids believe that Santa's the homie, right? Or Santa
Right.
comes down the fictitious Christmas, I mean the fictitious chimney. Like shout out to all of that, man. Like this season is magical. You know, I believe in it. I love it. You know, my sincere hope is that during this time of year, people inherently treat each other a little bit better, even if it's just for a month. Right? You see people filling up those damn Salvation Army buckets because they, you know, like whatever people do, man, to get into the spirit of the season. You know, like I just believe in it. So shout out to all the Santas out there. That's gonna do something special for somebody that they love in 5 days.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I think that's a admirable hero.
Yeah, man. And then my villain, Joe Manchin and Christian Cinema. I think we've talked about them enough, but
Yeah.
you know, if you're talking about a Grinch who stole Christmas, I think that's
Garbage,
one.
garbage.
Especially when they said, I think part of the infrastructure, the social services infrastructure bill was including dental care and Medicare and Medicaid. And so Joe Manchin said no to that provision, even though 1/4 of his people in his district that are 65 and older don't have teeth and don't have dental coverage. Like, let that sit in, right? Like, so you oppose something that will directly benefit your people. So, yep, I am Christian Cinema and Joe Manchin are cowards. I really hope Arizona's tentatively blue. So I hope that somebody runs against primaries Christian Cinema to get her out of office. And I think Joe Manchin is going to probably lose anyway when he's up again. I doubt he seeks reelection because I think, you know, West Virginia is red as hell now. And so he wouldn't win regardless. I think more than likely,
I mean, that's
somebody further right is going to win.
I don't know, man. This is gonna be crazy.
I mean, I think we're moving into, I think we're already in it, but I think we're moving, especially when 2020 into 22 comes, when the House and Senate flip to Republicans. I think we're going to be voting in Georgia for mayor as well. Like we're going to have to, I think we're voting for governor. We're voting for governor in 2022, and we're voting for senator with what's his name? Raphael Warnock. So I think, you know, Georgia has an opportunity to stay blue, but I think that there's a lot of other places that's probably going to flip to the other side, and we'll see. And you know, I think it'll get worse, but I'll protect. You know, I'll do what it do for my family and the people that I love.
Right.
And we'll make moves to protect our own livelihood.
I hear that.
So yeah, that's me, man. What about you?
I don't have a villain this week. Or no, I do have a villain. I have a curious villain that I'll come back to in a second. My hero of the week is my mom. My mom just graduated with her bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary studies. So, mom, congratulations. She made it. in almost 10 years to the day, I graduated from Georgia State and gave her my honor cords from graduation and said, "It's your turn," right? And she turned around, she graduated. So she
Go
did
ahead, Mom.
she did the dang thing. So she graduated. She was supposed to, she was originally trying to graduate before her 60th in June. And she was on track to make that happen. She said, "You know what? I'm just gonna go and knock this out."
Hey, hold on. So what the turn up happening now? We having a party or
I
something?
know, man. We gotta figure out. I gotta figure out how to celebrate her because one, she turned 60 in June, and she just figured out this lifelong achievement. I mean, literally, I can remember being a kid and my mom taking me with her to Daytona Beach Community College.
That's
and
what's
sitting
up,
in
bro.
her math course, and she made light work of all those things. So I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her for finally finishing off this bucket list mark. So awesome job. So
Yeah.
mom, big props. All right. So villain. My villain is Curious. This is a weird story out of India. In India, there is a village where there were some dogs or something. You could look this up. This is true, right? There were some dogs in the town that found a baby monkey and mauled it to death, right? The monkeys have like a big colony or whatever. They mourned and like buried or like did whatever they had to do for this child monkey that was like mauled to death, right? Then they organized and went throughout the town, kidnapped every puppy, and then took them up to the top of trees and the top of buildings and threw the puppies off at the
Bro.
top of the building. And what they called it was animal genocide. It is the craziest story.
We
that I've ever heard.
way too close to Planet of the Apes.
I'm
Way
telling
too
you,
close.
if you look up this article, it is absolutely insane. They
Hey,
said
post it to our Facebook page.
they organized and systematically went throughout and were attacking packs of dogs, right? Distracting the parents, grabbing a puppy, taking it up, and then throwing it off of the roof to make a statement. And they have now people are like studying this thing because they're like, monkeys don't normally do stuff like this, right? Where they've highly organized, like strategically are basically wiping out the dogs in the town and say this ends here. And specifically with puppies, right? To say you will have no more dogs. And they said when some of the humans there were trying to like, hey, back away, get away from my dog, right? One of the monkeys tried to snatch a baby, and they were like, "Oh, we out for this revenge." But the story is like absolutely insane,
bro.
and it's like,
no, we too close. We too close.
This is, and someone I've read in one of the comments for it, they were like, "Anybody starting the bingo game for 22 yet? Anybody on?"
Bro,
I'm telling you, I'm gonna find the article and send it to you.
Or just post it on the Facebook page. Like 2022, man. Like I ain't got nothing negative to say about you 2022. Like just do right for Bibles.
Yes. Listen to this. The colony of monkeys killed over 200 puppies in the whole town. They wiped them out.
Bro. Tasha said monkeys imitate humans. Literally, there's a whole movie about this. It's called Planet of the Apes. Now the question is, what comes first? Does Skynet activate, or do we have Planet of the Apes first?
I don't know, man. The way this grid is going with Elon Musk, we might get iRobot first. Where it's like, oh, the cars are attacking us now.
I'm over it. So, anywho, hey, man.
Yeah.
Another great one.
Yeah, man. We had a great episode.
Another great one.
All right, we want our guests to have a great holiday.
Yeah.
Y'all spend time with your family, hug your loved ones, because it's crazy out here.
Yep.
You know, so enjoy these holidays. enjoy each other. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
And then when you see the post about your favorite Christmas movies, which we'll do sometime this week, drop your favorite Christmas movies in there so we can get that convo going. For those who joined us late, Carrie and I were talking about our top 5 favorite Christmas movies. So make sure y'all drop whenever we get that post up. Make sure y'all interact with that.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, enjoy the holidays. Holler at us. You know, we'll be back next week, right?
Yeah, man.
So,
It's the last show of the month or last show of the year.
Last show of the year, man.
Yep.
So we'll see y'all next week.
Hey, I'm Jeff.
I'm Carrie. Peace out.
Yeah, baby.